Thank you for being there. It's always good to see new faces and also the one I already know. So I'm Yann Bauduin. I am from Kerlink. I'm the sales director of Kerlink. And Kerlink, for many of you, you know us already. We are a leader in the gateway manufacturing for LoRaWAN. So the idea of this presentation today is to demonstrate how LoRaWAN can be integrated within LTE-M and NB-IoT systems for operators. So today, we are in a phase of IoT where there is densification. Vinke showed that earlier at the first keynote today. And time is now here that many applications are there already in smart agriculture, smart airports, smart cities, well, many smart things that are deployed today. Densification means that you have multiple use cases in one single area, and you have also more devices in the same area. For operators, that means that you need to extend your coverage, to densify your coverage. But there are some challenges. One said that you need, as operator, to extend your coverage and to densify it. That first challenge you have to face on your left is investment. That means that the LP1 operator needs to invest more and more in the infrastructure, and basically, it raises a risk in terms of return of invest, because this is not sure when you invest a lot, and more, that you can get an easy return on invest, even if there is a densification ongoing. Second challenge is about the acceptability by the customers to be invoiced by the operator in the same proportion. That means that if you deploy 10 devices, 100 devices, 1,000 devices, you can accept a certain level of price of fee from the operator, but it may not be acceptable to have the same fee for 1 million, 2 million devices. And at some point, customers expect a kind of cap on the fees they have to pay to operators. So we come to these green arrows you can see on these pictures, that we need to find a way to avoid this investment on the left and this cost for the customers on the right. And here comes the idea of the edge networking to find a solution to avoid this kind of investments. Which kind of challenges as operator you may face? This blue square you can see on this picture represents the existing market. So the existing needs from the market, once again, in smart agriculture, metering, well, many things, many applications. Of course, with LP1 technologies, years after years, they take some shares of this market, and it's growing, actually. NB-IoT is growing, LTE-M is growing as well. But this is relatively slow. Some use cases are quite difficult for different reasons for LP1 technologies to penetrate. If you take an example, there are some challenges on the technical aspects. For example, the battery aspects. In smart metering, even NB-IoT expects to enter this market. There are some challenges because a meter that is installed, a water meter, for example, it is expected that it remains alive for 10 years, let's say. And this is still technically difficult for NB-IoT to respect this requirement. There might be also some financial challenges. Once again, an operator, the revenue of the operator is based on the fees of the connectivity. And for some reason and for some applications, it might be quite difficult to offer a sustainable price for some applications which value or the data value is very low. So that's why it's quite slow for NB-IoT and LTE-M, to access to these networks. But there's a good news. The good news is that, well, Operators are worldwide there installed. There is a public operator everywhere on Earth, I believe. And also, every technology is installed already with LP1 technologies and more globally with operators. Is based on packet-oriented transmission. So basically, internet is everywhere. This is the sense. So there is a circle, a basis for addressing IoT. And second good news is that LoRaWAN can address all this remaining part of the market. I was speaking about the battery level. Well, LoRaWAN is really good technology to face these challenges on the battery life. From a cost perspective, LoRaWAN is also a good technology because the price of the infrastructure globally is very low. So the idea here is that instead of competing between LoRaWAN and LP1 technology, they could help each other. The idea is then to propose microcells as a satellite connection or satellite solution on top of LP1 technologies. The idea is that with LoRaWAN microcells, you can fill the gap between the LP1 technologies and their own constraints, once again, financially, technically speaking, and you can access to the use cases that are still missing for these LP1 technologies. And so, as previously said, instead of competing, you have there a complementary solution. You have the NB-IoT and LTE-M market operators that finally use these microcells provided by LoRaWAN to nurture, to feed their own network. And so finally, at the end, LoRaWAN can help the operators, the LP1 operators, to have a faster return on investment because LoRaWAN participates to the life of their network. So what I say about NB-IoT LTE-M is true, and this is also true for fixed operators like ISP providing, Wi-Fi and so on. You can imagine that everything I told already about LB1 is also we have the same challenges with for example, a Wi-Fi operator. So LoRaWAN can also participate to the business model of a Wi-Fi operator, for example, once again, feeding the network of this operator. So how to do that? It's time where I look in my pocket. Yeah. With this kind of dongle. So you can imagine this is a dongle, a LoRaWAN dongle. You can easily plug on a wall, or you can also plug, thanks to the USB, to, let's say, a Wi-Fi router, for example. In these two cases, you have two cases you can imagine. You have one where this dongle is LTE-M or NB-IoT and connect to the backhaul with its internal modem, and then creates the microcell around it for a smart building in indoor application, and participate to this idea to feed the LTE-M or NB-IoT network. So this is dedicated for LP1 operators. On your right, you can see another version of this dongle that is purely USB. You connect on a router. Thanks to Ethernet over USB, you have all the communication going through the USB to the router. And finally, you create on top of your Wi-Fi network a LoRaWAN network to address all the use cases that a Wi-Fi typically does not address, like, once again, battery-driven devices and so many things. So this is what I wanted to present to you today. And of course, you are welcome at our booth to speak a little bit more about it. So you have this dongle, but you have also some other gateways from Kerlink we can introduce to you, who are more or less able to do the same, but probably not with LP1 topic. Also, I just would like also to tease a little bit about a workshop we have this afternoon with one of my colleagues, Julian, about the importance of maintainability, because we here demonstrate that there is a complementary solution between LP1 and LoRaWAN technology, but this is also important in your TCO, total cost of ownership, that Vinke presented this morning, to have a good maintenance. And so we will present a workshop of 45 minutes, I believe, on this topic especially. Thank you. Any questions, maybe, if we have time? Yeah. I was clear. So if you hesitate a little bit, you can also come to the booth. Thank you.